Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gyle here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. I've got some tip-top pro-level ladder action coming away this afternoon, chaps, so very excited about that. First of all, though, it's been half a year since I've done it, because I haven't been here for half a year, and it's about time I got back on the old proverbial promotional hobby horse. Guys, going out to my newer subscribers, if you like what it is you're looking at, but you're not 100% sure what it is you're looking at, the game is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Not, I repeat, not Supreme Commander 2. It's available on Steam for £10 or $15 or whatever the equivalent is in your local currency. And all you need to do to come play with us here at FAF, it doesn't matter if you have a digital download edition from Steam or a retail copy, all you need to do is once you have that game installed, download the Forged Alliance Forever multiplayer client, and you can find a link to that in the description below this video. What will that allow you to do? Well, it's quite simple. It'll allow you to come chat with us, play with us on any of a number of integrated mods cunningly woven into the fabric of the client. It'll allow you to browse our map vaults, our mob vaults, our replay vaults, chat and flame people on the forums. Honestly, it is completely brilliant, and it's completely free once you have the game as well. So it is, I'd say, all for the price of 10 quid. It is the finest strategy gaming experience still out there today. Why not take a chance and give it a go? Anyway, that's the promo work done for today. Let's take a look at today's game. Like I said, it's going to be a ladder match, and it's all going to go down on Tag Craftius Maximus. So let's go on over to the game zone, see how these guys are going to get on. So this is all one of my all-time favorite maps. I realize I'm saying that pretty much every single time now. I'm not just rebooting my return with all my favorite maps or anything. It just so happens I'm dictated to, I was chatting about this with people in the lobby earlier, I'm dictated to by what games are played, and so far they just happen to be picking maps that I enjoy. And I'm thrilled to say that Luzon and Zoc had a ladder match against each other last night. It wasn't cast worthy, but it's great to see them back in the fold, so hopefully seeing more from them soon as well. I know a few of you have been asking for more ladder matches, more top-rated games, and I keep saying I'm restricted by what games are being played. Anyway, let's take a look at the players and their starting locations. Up here at the top left in the blue corner, we've got Mad Mozart. He's misclicked and gone Cybrin, and he's opened first land, and his opponent down here at the bottom right in the red corner, my good friend and fellow caster TA for life. I don't know what this no lag business is about. Someone could probably mention in the comment section below. Something to do with the UI or something. He's running UI mods that gets rid of UI lag. I don't know. I have no idea. I could be way off base with that one. Anyway, he's down here. He's flirting with all the races these days rather than his customary historical favourite, the Aeon, and he's opening first land and second air. So there we go. First few units out into the center. One Selene there for TA, and a bit of lab play there from Mozart. So looking to be aggressive right off the bat. He's come straight over here to the far east, hoping to find an early engineer, but I think all he's going to find to begin with is a Tham to the face. There we go. So a couple of shots there from the Tham and a Selene, and that's that done. But still nice to see the labs come out early in this one. I don't see enough lab play going out there. I still think we need to work on a little bit of balancing to make labs have more of a role rather than the opening minute and a half of any game, or 2 minutes. But we've got enough things to be getting on with for now. You can see TA coming out here to the east has already queued up a couple of naval factories, and went second air as well, so working on all the facets. And it's a similar state of affairs there for Mozart. He's got first land, second air, and then he's queued up 3 naval factories to his north. And Tag Craftius Maximus is very much one of those maps. You can't just sort of go say, I'm going to go all land, or I'm just going to go early air, then maybe go a bit of land. You've really got to get your toe into everything, because if you don't, your opponent will, and inevitably that will be the end of your game. There's so much mass around the edges. You've got these little islands up here at the top, and the sea-based mexes as well. So much mass that if you decide to ignore Navy, you do so at your peril, and you're basically handing the game to your opponent on a plate. So not a mistake that these guys are making in the first few minutes of this game. A little bit of combat up there at the top seemed to go slightly better for Mozart, although he was facing minor opposition, had the advantage 2-1. And a few little skirmishes in the air. TA for life just circling over the top of his territory with the inties there. And down here, the next little engagement might be brewing. Take a look at Mozart. He's got no intel there. He's just anticipating that next threat might be coming from that direction. Homes in on one of the Thams. That's going to go better there for Mozart. TA trying to escape as he pushes his way up the west coast there. Bearing down on those two mexes, but already partially damaged. He's going to get too much done with that. TA getting caught with one of his inties there. Blapped, well and truly outnumbered. Now we're getting some bombers out from Mozart. TA sticking with air supremacy for the moment rather than air to ground. It does seem that Mozart a little bit stronger in the air on this one so far, but TA for life not letting that deter him. He is ahead in the mass game by around 4 mass per tick, 39 to 43. He's actually moved his ACU way out here to the top, whereas Mozart going down the west coast now, a little bit further behind. Where's he going with that? Well, he is coming down to the bottom corner, and that is pretty consistent with the meta. You've got the body of your production down here in your starting location. Much easier to get those troops funneled down the center and top, or down here if you're TA, and then get your ACU to hold the far edge. Frigate inbound there for TA. Hooks off one of the NGs at the back there, and that's going to be slightly annoying for Mozart. That was the one that had the naval factories queued up there, but to worry, he's gone for the Navy in a big way. Already queued up 4 down there as well. Much more of a commitment to the naval game than TA. And TA seems to be ecoing quite hard, and I'm wondering if that's going to mean that in the short term he's falling off on unit production slightly. Mozart seeming to get a little bit of extra territory for the moment in the central groove of the map there. But by contrast, could TA afford to be a little bit more aggressive in the top? I think potentially. Mozart not pushing too hard. He's got his commander engaged in some factory construction down there. But Mozart going for the top islands at 6 mass points right there that he's looking to secure. TA a little bit further behind. Are we even working on transports? Yes, we are. So he's halfway done on that. Has the build capacity ready to airdrop, but just ever so slightly behind. But still ahead on mass by 10. Mozart withdrawing from that central groove there to the top section of the map, perhaps concerned about TA for Life's ACU movements. So TA sitting on 3 naval factories over here, makes it 3 apiece, although Mozart continuing to work on the 4th there. Quite the coup if he could get in here and kill off that NG before it completes that 4th naval factory. I suspect he won't be able to. No, that's going to go online. Major engagement in the center, and that's an awful lot of Mantis there for Mozart. (77 to 61), still in favor of TA. Let's take a look at Reclaim. 1500 for TA, and 1500 TA ever so slightly ahead, about 150 mass ahead in reclaim, so very negligible amounts so far. We are seeing tech emerge onto the field, and it would seem Mozart getting involved with the tech race first. Rhino's leading the charge in the centre, in quite the advantage initially, but counter push with overwhelming numbers is going to eradicate that progress that he's made. So we're up to 4 naval factories now for TA, but rather spread out. Mozart in his position a little bit more defensible. If you take a look at the sea-based mexes, definitely, for the moment at least, TA with the advantage. Nearly grabbed that one up there. Mozart just denying at the last moment, but we've got one solitary mantis that's been dropped off by Mozart, which denied these far 2 mass points here on the bottom left-hand island. At the moment, Mozart looking pretty well dug in, and he's not going to let TA do the same thing to him here. Tracers and T1 PD in place. TA now at T2 with T2 engineers rolling up. Needs to get some Ilshivers or something on the ground though reasonably soon. Mozart able to back up in the face of some T1 spam there. Did have a T1 PD queued up, but had to cancel it. A little bit ambitious on holding on to that territory. Indeed, now we're starting to see Ilshivers out at the front for TA for life. 13 minutes gone on this one, and these two are back to level pegging on tech. TA still ahead. I'd say not only in mass, but also ever so slightly in territory. We've got a little bit of a wheeling motion going on, but TA not investing heavily enough in subs. Could end up losing all of those frigates, and he's got little or nothing to show for the naval defense up here. Torpedo launchers, T1 torpedo launchers or anything like that, so potentially we could have some naval factories under threat. In contrast over here, these frigates likely to come a cropper now as they run into a wall of T1 subs. They do absorb an awful lot of damage, but then they don't dish out that much either. So we should be seeing these go down here for no foul. Well, actually that one naval factory dropping pretty quickly, so one of them is going to go down, and it's vitally important that TA gets a trade here, because he is definitely going to lose those two on the other side. He's managed to take down one, but he will have wanted more than that. So crucial the naval game is on this. Herd of rhinos moving up to the top here. TA has his comm nearby. Going to be able to overcharge that pack. And he's got the gunner upgrade on the comm as well. Mozart will be well advised to back up away from that. No penetration there. But this is major issues for TA. He's lost, or is about to lose, 3 of his 4 naval factories. No more queued up anywhere else. And you can see why he wanted to go heavy on the frigates. Is harass your opponent as much as possible in around the back, but such a major advantage potentially. And so we've got a transition to T2 air for TA, who's gone straight for torpedo bombers. And he's got a decent amount of interceptor coverage as well. In fact, there's very little on the field for Mad Mozart in terms of air. 6 inties. Nice little push going on down here near Mozart's comm. Mozart clearly busy elsewhere. Wants to get his ACU involved in that, surely. Get some overcharges in there. Wondering for a moment if there was a reason, if perhaps he didn't have energy storage, if it had been destroyed or something. No, but there it is. Just simply a matter of being too busy. But finally he wakes up, manages to save the hydrocarbon, but not the 2 mexes next to it. TA will be forced to withdraw. Progress being made up top though. TA bullying his way on towards Mozart's base. However, there are Cerberus turrets in place. They don't do an awful lot of damage as far as T2 PD goes, but 3 of them is enough to cause you problems, certainly at this tech level. And now we're starting to see some rebuilding going on for TA in the naval side of things. New factory gone up over there, and he is starting to produce more subs, which he desperately needs. Like a little bit of a reclaim attempt going on there, but Mozart, wary of what's going on, has raised his subs, and he's got those little deck guns on the slivers there. Don't do a lot of damage, but they will make a mess of your NGs if you let them get too close. And taking a look at where this game has gone in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, we've got a bit of a role reversal going on. TA for Life down to 69 mass per tick, Mad Mozart on 77. So despite having a little bit more than 50% of the map control on the mainland, TA for Life now down in eco, all purely because of that decision to go heavy frigate rather than a more even mix of frigate and submarine in the early stages. Now the dreaded Zooies for a bit of a rush around the corner, well, in the lightest sense of the word, that is. And a few Zooies connecting with some inties there in mid-air. It's one of the great things about this quirky engine of FA. Those things will happen from time to time, and they actually happen far more often than you'd think, but a nice little group of jesters covering the coastline there for Mozart. Stop those Zooies in their tracks. TA is going to bring in some interceptors to try and deal with them, but he's actually well behind now on coverage, coupled together with the anti-aircraft fire coming from that little side island at the top there. Means that's an easy win for Mozart, who's quite happy for the moment seemingly to just anchor this area. He's got good coverage from the Cerberus turrets up here. He's got chunky little bands of T2 forces sitting in the channels, and a moderate advantage in the sea game, but that's a lot of torpedo bombers. That advantage won't be around for long. The question is, TA lost a lot of interceptors in that last engagement. Doesn't want to throw away these torpedo bombers. He's going to need them. There's a lot of firepower down there for Mozart. He's come in to cover them. Jester's going after mexes at the edges there. Torpedo bombers working on those T1 subs, getting short work of them. Need to be careful though. Definitely don't want to lose too many of those torpedo bombers to those inties. But TA has prioritized interceptor production and seems to be getting a handle on the situation. But meanwhile, a bit of aggression from Mozart. A probing attack down the central channel. Possibly in response to a push from TA in the top. Once again, Mozart forced to back out. It's a lot of mobile missile launchers up top there for TA, clearly wanting to get into a position where he can get a firing solution on those Cerberus turrets, complete the next phase of a push. But Mozart actually screeching ahead in eco, 75 to 61, fluctuating, but there are now more and more free mexes creeping up on TA's side of the map. He's lost all of the mexes on the islands down here. He's working as quickly as he can to replace them, dropping off NGs as we speak. There he goes. Still has a decent amount of T2 torpedo bombers, but hasn't recommitted to the naval side of things. His eco is maxed out. Mass, as usual, the bottleneck. Perhaps he thinks he can get it done on the ground without having to worry about squaring the eco. Perhaps he doesn't know he's behind. Highly doubted though. These players are pretty good at this level of working out where they are in relation to their opponent. Zappa's working furiously there to intercept the mobile missile launchers, but are actually managing to get through. The Cerberus turrets down. Mozart cleans out the central channel, but immediately has to withdraw in the face of that ranged fire. But large air engagement brewing over here. This time TA well in control. Huge numbers of Seraphim interceptors swarming over this portion of the map. Tidy up Mozart's air force there, keeping those torpedo bombers alive. 6 minutes gone in this one. Mozart overextending potentially as he walks into a wall of T1 and T2 point events. And there he goes, wisely so. That was not on the cards. It looks like they could attempt at thinning out TA for Life's northern force there. Only 2 mobile missile launchers left. He has got a TAC missile launcher operational there, TA. 4 TAC missiles in play as well. Struggled to get it past the Zappers. I'm wondering if I've missed some TAC missile play already. And now we're seeing fighter bombers coming out for TA, and he is going after those Zappers. Manages to take one down. How many more has he got? So he's got that little row of zappers there, but he needs to worry about missiles coming in from over here, and I think he can start squeaking a few missiles through here. Maybe that T2 P-Gen would be a choice target. Range on those zappers, though, needs to deal with this one. And that's what he's trying to do, but there's just too much blocking his path. More subs down here, preventing any kind of expansion for TA. And now we really are looking at a mass deficit. 94 down to 87, but fluctuating. 91 there to 67. Let's take a look at reclaim. Mozart's picked up 31.5k to date. TA, by contrast, 22. And more worryingly, Navy continuing to roll off the production lines there for Mozart, and TA unable to get anything going. In fact, I don't know whether he's control K'd it and reclaimed it, or whether it got destroyed again and he's reclaimed it. Either way, the factory that was rebuilt over here has disappeared. Another push from Mozart through the northernmost channel. 1 T1 PD down. Got Ilsheva sticking around there. Again, Mozart forced to back up. But decent success potentially down here. Mozart gaining ground. And where we were seeing earlier on TA holding on to more than 50% of the mainland, that picture has changed, and now we've got trebuchets launching ranged attacks on these positions. TA forced to come in with his commander and push these troops back, but trebuchets and bricks upping the ante significantly. TA down into the yellow, 10,000 hit points remaining on the comm. Decent overcharge, takes out a couple of bricks, but he's being rained upon with T3 mobile arty. Lots of inties overhead getting engaged, but TA, at least half of them, his aircraft completely out of fuel there, dramatically reducing their effectiveness in combat. Not a lot standing in Mozart's way. Gaining control of that bottom channel. TA for Life sees the move. Forces him to back up once again. Very cagey work from these two, but Mozart has to be getting the sense now that he is ahead, if he hasn't already. And very soon, TA is going to find himself confined to the mainland. Huge body of subs coming in around the bottom side of the island here. And TA could be overextending. Matt Mozart's comm nearby, hurling overcharges in as often as he's able. Definitely overextending. We do have T3 on the field though for TA, but the question is it too late? And of course the Othams, the siege tanks, pound for pound, just don't stand up that well against the bricks. 33 minutes gone, but how much longer remains the way this game is going. Complete naval control, it would seem, now rests with Mozart. TA trying to get back involved. In fact, he's trying to go straight for T2. Get some destroyers in the water. certainly help, but he is behind. Salem's already under construction over in the west there for Mozart. Look at this. TA crumbling up here at the top. Coming back in with his commander. Wants to land an overcharge right in there, and he does. 3 bricks down. Another one. Ah, it's just beautiful. Off to the scrapyard with you, Cybran scum. It has cost him around 40% of his HP, but we won't worry about that. He would count that as a victory. But a nasty little run by there from one solitary Rhino coming in, picking up a bunch of build capacity and then homing in on that P-Gen. Reckons, probably rightly, he's not going to get a chance to finish that off, so starts just working on the engineers. Here he comes in to try and reclaim it. Oh! Is that friendly fire? Yes, it was friendly fire from Southerner based up here. Took out about 8 NGs. That's going to be all over the Seraphim 10 o'clock news. Who's to blame? Seraphim Defense Minister gets hounded out of the cabinet for his scandal, adding to pressures. His office romance. Okay, I'm going to stop now. And a little bit of a push coming up the center, but you just get the feeling that TA running out of rope here. Nearly finished on that destroyer. And get that back online. Might be able to, well, might have been able to. More T1 frigates coming in from the north. Doesn't want to lose this naval factory at all costs. Bricks coming in at all angles now, and just don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to fight off bricks with Ilshevers. Massive T2 to T3 mismatch going on. TA getting bombarded now from Salem fire. And this is going to be increasingly the story the longer this goes on, I think. TA now confined to this small patch of water over here in terms of the naval game. He did manage to hold on to that naval factory, shoveling some build capacity onto it now. The problem is he's facing 2-to-1 odds up here now on destroyers alone. TA slowly getting whittled down. 8,700 HP and falling. And a breakthrough in the middle. Down goes a Mex. Down goes a T2 PD. And another Mex. And the gate is more or less wide open. TA seemingly run out of steam here. Coming up with his commander. Overcharges a Salem. Nice final valiant stand. But he's well into the red. 3,000 hit points. And falling. In comes some Corsairs. And finishing it in style. Mad Mozart dispatches TA for life at a minute short of 40. Wow, that was an interesting game. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Certainly I did. More to come from me in the future. But in the meantime, stay well and stay safe. This is Gyle, signing out.